Welcome back to American Wing Chun. I'm Sifu Matt Wright, and this will be the first video in an 8-part series on the Siu Nim Tau form. So to start the form, you start with your feet completely together. If there's any space between your feet, then when you open your stance, your distance between your feet will be too wide. So start with them completely together. The first thing you do from here is you bring your arms up into a fist position with your hands, and your forearms should be parallel to the ground. You're pulling this back as far as you can, so if you're looking in a mirror, the only thing you should see is your fist. You don't want your forearms sticking out to the side, this way, that way, down or up. They should be pulled back, and this stretches your upper chest and it builds your upper back muscles. It's really good for your posture. From this position, I bend my knees and I want my spine to sink down in a straight line. And then from here, I'm going to pivot on my heels and turn my toes out as far as I can get them. And then I'm going to pivot on my toes and turn my heels out as far as I can get those. And then when you do that, people tend to, when they bend their knees, they'll kind of lean forward so their bottom sticks out. Make sure that your hips are forward and they're in a neutral position. So arms up, knees bend, toes out, heels out, hips are forward. And the last thing is there's a squeeze between your legs. So if I was to take one step, the back foot or the foot that slides should be pulled with this linking effect between the legs. It's like there's a rubber band around your knees, and when one foot steps, it moves 2 feet. It moves 2 of your feet, not 2 feet in distance. So arms up, knees bend, toes out, heels out, hips are forward, legs are squeezing, and that's how you open the stance. From there, you have the first hand techniques, where the left hand comes out and crosses over top of the right wrist, and your hand should make a 90-degree angle at the arms. So it's pointing out 45 degrees that way, 45 degrees this way. If I was to turn my body 45 degrees, it should be pointing straight towards that wall. If I turn the other way, same thing here. So they should be symmetrical. From that position, once you've done the crossed Tonsao movement, the hands are going to turn palm down, rotating in space, and then you're going to push down until your arms are extended. And the left hand should still be on top. The next movement is going to be a little bit complicated. The left hand that's on top is going to rotate through this hole, almost like you're threading a needle, except when you do this, you press your elbows out, and your hands and your wrist should stay in a straight line. They shouldn't bend when they come through. You should make them stay straight. Your elbows press out so there's space through your elbows for your fingertips to slip through, and the left hand should still be on top. So from the beginning, they cross with the left hand on top, shoots down, the left hand still on top, rotates back up, and the left hand is still on top. From there, you make fists and pull back to this original position. So that's the first set of Siu Nim Tau. From this position, once again, it comes out, left hand is on top, and the top wrist is about a hand distance from your body to your wrist. So it shouldn't be too far out, and it shouldn't be too close together. Another detail is that your wrist should be higher than your elbow. So if I have my wrist too low, then my elbow is higher than my wrist. I want them to be where my wrists are higher than my elbows. So that's where that movement goes. It goes out, left hand on top, wrist higher than elbows, wrist a hand distance from your body, turns palm down and shoots down, rotates up and comes back. So you have a crossed Tonsao, a crossed Gansao, Quansao, this rotating arms movement, and then it comes back to Ton and back to this fist position. From there you can close the stance just to end that set of the form. So the right foot to close the stance will point straight, left foot slides to the right foot, and you just relax your arms. So when you go through the whole form and you put all of these sets together, there's 8 sets in total, you'll go from the first set all the way to the last set, and at the end is when you'll close your stance. So just to finish this part, you can close from there. And usually in the first class when a student comes in, I'll teach them the first set of Siu Nim Tau, and then the second set where you have the punches. And then the next class will learn the next set. Because it's really quick to learn this piece, and it's really quick to learn the punch. After that, then they can practice that for a few times, and then we'll get into other stuff for the rest of the class. But for right now, just this set for this video. The punch will be the next video. So that's it for the first set of Siu Nim Tau. Be sure to check out our Patreon. You'll find the link of that in the description below. And you can have early access to our videos on top of other benefits that you'll get from becoming a patron to our Patreon account. And I'll see you on the next video.